So today we're going to talk about SQL injection, which is what this XKCD is about. But first, as I mentioned on Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, but the one after that, there is no class. So if you come here, you will be lonely. Midterm is going to be a take-home exam during your spring break, as voted on by you. March 3rd and 5th will be midterm presentations. Usually it takes a little bit more than one class period for all the presentations, but usually it does not take the full two periods. So you can expect Thursday to be a shorter day. I need to submit the time for the final exam, which will also be presentations. So midterm, the finals are exactly like the midterm. There's going to be a take-home final and a final project that you do in groups. So in D2L, I went crazy and made I think it's under surveys, a one-question survey. You can pick more than one day, but it's going to be either Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday from 11 to 1. Those are your options. If you don't care, then pick all of them. If you really, really, really can only make one of those or none of those, then email me because we can figure something out. But just like the midterm, unfortunately with a final, I cannot hand it out over the summer. I have to hand it out basically a week before grading closes, and you'll have a week to do it, just like the midterm take-home final. But yeah, if you could vote on which day you would like the final to be. I don't know if you guys already have final schedule in other classes, but it doesn't really matter to me. We'll have 2 hours, and everybody will present during that 2 hours.
You had talked earlier about previous classes doing it like the week before other...
Yes, so the final exam, yes. So if you do not want to do it during the final exam week, then we can take a vote like we did for the midterm, and I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I got to grade it anyway, so it doesn't matter when you guys write it. All right, any questions on how the midterm works, how the final works? Maybe I'm born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. No? No questions? Excellent. Oh, look at that. I even made a slide. It's been a long, long week. It's been a long week. All right. So what's interesting to me is some of you have already started using prepared statements without even realizing it. So this is the way that I told you to make your SQL statements. This is the way that most people make their SQL statements in, just pretend this is in Python. I mean, it is Python, but this general syntax would work in most languages, right? Maybe slightly differently, right? But in Java, you could make a string and then append a user ID. In Python, in PHP, whatever, you would get some kind of string from the user, right? Either from a URL or from typing it in the command line or in a text box or something like that. And then your natural inclination is to just have a string, append that on the end. What could possibly go wrong? Does anybody know what can go wrong?
SQL injection.
Yes. What does that mean?
They put code into that text user ID, and then it thinks that it's part of the command, so it runs that like it's a command.
Exactly right. So I get the user ID, but instead of just typing in a user ID, what if the user types in some fake user ID, or 1 equals 1? What would that do? So as a developer, I'm trying to get back all the information about one user, or nothing if they type in an incorrect user ID. That seems secure, right? Either they type in a correct user ID and I get all the information back, or they type in something that isn't a user ID and I get no information back. But what would happen if they type this in? What would you get back?
Everything.
You would get everything back. The logic says select everything from the users table where user ID equals ASDF, nothing, or 1 equals 1. Oh, on every single row in this table, 1 equals 1. This is always true. So it's going to return every single row from that table. Yes?
Isn't that useless since we were smart about it and we only stored the salt and not the password?
In the users. We're not talking about passwords yet.
Oh.
Yes, that is true if we were looking for passwords, but say we're just looking for addresses, credit cards, phone numbers, social security numbers, right? If you were smart, you would, encrypt those as well, but most companies don't, so why not try this, right? Some actually, as an aside, you shouldn't try it because a high school student realized that his account number was in his AT&T mobile address in the URL when he logged in. So he's like, my account number is 1234. What happens if I just delete the 4 and say att.mobile.com, blah, 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 account equals 1235. Enter. The next person's account shows up without logging in. He had already verified his credentials, so AT&T thought he was logged in. He typed in 1236, the next person's account details come up. 1237. He got arrested and charged and convicted with hacking. Apparently, changing the URL by 1 digit is now hacking. So don't try this on any websites that you do not have permission to attack. I know you really want to. Anyway, so that is one way of getting all the information from a table, right? Because this is saying if either one of these is true, return that row. What's going to happen here? Right? It's going to run this command as a single execution. Right? So that is the XKCD. I don't know if I put it here.
Yeah, it is.
That's the joke, right? Did you really name your son Robert, quotation mark, parentheses, semicolon, drop table students? It's like, I hope you're happy. Yes, and I hope you've learned to sanitize your database inputs, right? Because that's exactly what would happen. I mean, you would have to know that there's a table called users, but it's a reasonable guess, right? How many of you in your university database had a table called students? It's a pretty reasonable guess, right? Classes.